Hey guys, it's your girl Juscallmediamond and I'm back with another video. If you may or may not know, I am currently doing a wig series and this is the first video of that series. I'll be giving you guys all the details about everything you need to know to prepare for your wig construction. I'll let you know what sewing machine I use, where did I get my wig caps from, all of the materials you need. So let's get straight into this video. So guys, good thing is you do not have to have had any experience with a sewing machine to learn how to construct a wig with a sewing machine. I myself did not have no experience and I taught myself how. But you will need to practice, practice, practice. As you can see here, I'm practicing on a piece of paper before I actually start my wig just because it's been a minute since I did a wig on a sewing machine. So I suggest you to do the same thing. You can get you a piece of paper, a nice thick piece of paper, and just practice going up and down that piece of paper with different sewing patterns. Really all you need is a zigzag pattern and a straight stitch pattern, and I'll get into that later in the video. Okay guys, please excuse me because I am coming down with some kind of cold. So I do sound a little stuffy or whatnot, out of breath and everything else under the sun. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit about the Brother sewing machine. This is the model number, just in case you guys want to jot that down. So as far as the position, the two positions that I used was a straight stitch and a zigzag stitch. If you see here, this little diagram gives you all your stitches and the coding that you need to put over here to get the desired stitch that you want. But I use 0, 1. And you see there's 2 digits here and then there's 2 digits here. So this is the first 0. This is the second number right here, 1. So I changed that to 1. My positions up here that I always use is 2.5 and 6 down here. This pretty much tell you how many zigzags or how much spacing in between every stitch that you'll have. So I always use 2.5 and 6 or 7. So for the zigzag pattern, I use 0 and 4. So we have our 0 here, and then you go here and you'll get 4. Just for the purpose of explaining how this works, if I wanted to use, let's go to one of these down here. If I wanted to use a different stitch, like you see this stitch down here, it looks like that. It's 66. I'll go up here. The first number is 6, so I'll change this to a 6. And the second number is 6, so I'll change that to a 6. This position will change when you change this number. So make sure, excuse me guys, make sure that you constantly go back and change your positions here to 2.5 and either, actually, you know what guys, I use 6.5 often too. So you can use 6, 6.5, or 7. If you practice these different settings, you'll see how changing them makes a difference in your stitching. If you practice on the paper, you will begin to understand what these numbers do. Okay, so this is a canvas head. Sometimes you hear me refer to it as a dome head. I don't know why. I think it's because dome caps. I use a lot of dome caps, so I just say dome head. This is the back. The part that protrudes out, that's the back. The part that has like a little protruding at the forehead, that's the front. This is a 22. They do come in different circumference. I have a 22 and I think I have a 21. This is the cap I use. This is a ventilator cap. It has plastic on the back, which actually comes off. It has the little straps on the side. I will link this canvas head and this cap down below. Another important thing is make sure that the sewing thread that you use is 100% polyester. I actually got this thread from off of Amazon as well. I'm trying to show you that it says 100% polyester. There we go. I got this off of Amazon as well. I'll link that below. You can actually get it at, what is the place called? You can actually get that at Joann Fabric. Or probably even Michael's, the sewing thread. One thing that I want to notate right now is when you sew your wefts onto this cap, do not sew down these pieces and do not sew on this part. Just this section in between my fingers. Don't sew on that part. You can sew on this. You can sew on that, but just try not to sew on this part. If you do, it's not a very big deal, but I just feel like if you continue to sew on that part, it does make a difference. That's just my opinion. This is going to be cut off after you put your lace closure on the top. Make sure that you get you more than one needle. So buy a pack of needles, because sometimes this needle breaks and you don't want to be in the middle of sewing your wig and then you have to step out and buy another needle. So when you buy your machine, or if you already have the machine, go get you some more needles. Sometimes, you see this? It comes with needles in the inside. So that's that. This is a very important tool. You want to have one of these. This will allow you to take apart any mess ups that you have when doing your wig or constructing your wig. Of course, you want to have one of these. If you get you a sewing kit, all of this stuff comes in there. You can get it from Joann Fabric for sure. You want to have you a pair of scissors and a marker, a Sharpie, a metallic Sharpie. Make sure you guys get a metallic Sharpie. I'll show that later in the clip. Okay, guys. So in order for you to get most of your hair or more hair onto a wig cap and save time, there's something that is called double wefting. That is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to attach both of these wefts together before I actually put it on my wig cap. Now, if you see, I'm finding the flat surface side of the weft to use to lay against the sewing machine. There's a raised side and there's a flat side. I use the flat side to actually sew on the sewing machine because it glides a little bit easier. Always check the settings on your sewing machine before you start to sew. Now let me explain the placement of these tracks. If you notice, I got the tracks, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I got the tracks laying like this. So with the zigzag, it's going to puncture a hole through here, then go puncture a hole through here, 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 here. And I'm doing that all the way down. If I get off track, then I pull my footer up and adjust the tracks to make sure they land where they need to be laying. You want to hold the tracks to whatever's more comfortable for you. So guys, here you're going to see me back stitch a couple of times and forward stitch a couple of times just to secure the ends of the track. You want to make sure the ends are stitched down so that they do not unravel. I forgot to like go over this side to secure the ends, so that's what I'm doing now. I would say back stitching and forward stitching about 1.5 inches on each ends of the track will be enough to secure the ends. This is actually close-up footage of me double wefting 2 tracks together. As you can see, like I explained in the beginning, the needle is puncturing in both wefts. This is me merging 2 tracks together to become one, and this is called double wefting, and I am using a zigzag stitch. And so this is pretty much how the tracks looks once they are stitched together. As you can see the zigzag a little bit at the end, and you can see where I double stitched at the end to secure. That track is not coming loose at all. Excuse me, y'all. My son will not let me be great. But the next thing you need to do is make sure you have your measurements right. Right now, you can see me measuring the circumference of my head, which was a 22. So I used a dome head that was the circumference of a 22, and these are pins. You can get these from your local Sally store or beauty supply. These will help you secure your cap on down to your dome head. Right now, I'm currently just focused on pinning my wig cap down. There's one additional measurement I will have to do, which is from the front hairline to the back nape area. I believe mine was 15. No, I'm take that back. It was 14 inches from the front to the back. So, if you do place your wig cap on your wig and the measurements do not match up, just adjust your wig cap. Okay guys, so next I'm going to use this Sharpie in the color silver that I got from Target to draw my guidelines on my cap. I'm going to be marking at each inch. As you can see me pointing at the inches, I'm going to be marking a line straight across at each inch. I started at 12, but I did later on go back down to 13 and then back up to 11, 10, 9, and 8. And I'm going to do this on both sides of the cap. So you have to write firmly when you're drawing your guidelines on the cap so that when you actually go to start sewing, to make sure you're following your guidelines and that you can see the lines, you have to press a little firmly so that they will show up and that they don't erase or disappear or anything like that. You do not have to worry about these guidelines showing through your wig. They will be covered up if you're on your guideline, and again, you'll have so much hair on the cap you won't even see it. The rows at the top are only a ½ inch apart. The rows at the bottom are a full inch apart. Make sure that you note that. The reason for that being is because the the rows at the top are going to be single weft. The rows at the back are going to be double wefted. So, closer up at the top and spread it apart in the middle and bottom section. This will allow your wig to be full at the top but yet flat. We want it to be flat, no bumps, no lumps, no double wefts, okay? So now I did remove the measuring tape and filled in the empty spaces so that my guidelines are complete. And guys, that wraps up the first video. The second video has been posted that will be actually constructing the wig. Thank you. Bye.